Hello students, in previous class we have discussed center of mass. Center of mass is the point at which we can apply Newton's laws of motion, and a rigid body may be treated as point object at center of mass. Means center of mass analogous to point for point object. Today we will discuss its importance, how motion can be studied of rigid body by studying motion of center of mass. Let us proceed. Velocity of center of mass. As we discussed, coordinate of center of mass may be expressed as x cm is equal to m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3 plus mn rn divided by total mass. Similarly, y coordinates may be expressed as m1 y1 plus m2 y2 plus m3 y3 plus mn yn divided by its total mass. Now the position vector of the center of mass may be expressed as rcm is equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2 plus m3 r3 plus mn rn divided by its total mass. If we arrange this equation, we have m into rcm is equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2 plus m3 r3 plus mn rn. Differentiating the equation, we have m drcm by dt, that is equal to m1 dr1 by dt plus m2 dr2 by dt plus m3 dr3 by dt plus mn drn by dt, that is m into vcm is equal to m1 v1 plus m1 m2 v2 plus m3 v3 plus mn vn, where v1 v2 v3 to vn are velocities of n particles of system, and vcm is the velocity of center of mass. Means velocity of center of mass is again weighted mean of the velocities of each particles of the system. Now, acceleration of center of mass. The velocity may be expressed as vcm is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3 plus mn vn divided by its total mass. This can be rearranged as m into vcm is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3 plus mn vn. If we differentiate this equation, we have m into ACM is equal to m1a1 plus m2a2 plus m3a3 plus mn Again, ACM is the weighted mean of acceleration of each particles of the system. Now, force on center of mass. Since m into ACM is nothing but force, mass into acceleration. Thus, force of the center of mass may be expressed as m1a1 plus m2a2 plus m3a3 plus mnan. That is FCM is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus Fn. Thus, the net force on center of mass is vector sum of forces on each particle. This equation states that center of mass of system of particles moves as if all the mass of the system was concentrated at the center of mass and all the external forces were applied at that point. Means laws of motion may be applied at center of mass for the whole object or whole system or for the rigid body. Now, linear momentum. Momentum is the product of mass and velocity. Newton's second law of motion may be expressed as force is nothing but a rate of change of momentum. If we apply these two equations for system of n particles, the linear momentum of the system is defined to be vector sum of all individual particles of the system. That is P is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus Pn. This is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2 plus M3 V3 plus Mn Vn. That is equal to m into Vcm. Thus, the total momentum of system of particles is equal to the product of total mass of the system and the velocity of its center of mass. Now, law of conservation of linear momentum. If we differentiate the expression of momentum, we have dp by dt is equal to m into dvcm by dt. This is equal to macm, that is fcm. This is the statement of Newton's second law of motion extended to a system of particles. Suppose now that the sum of external force acting on system of particles is 0, then FCM is equal to 0. That is dp by dt is equal to 0 or P is equal to constant. Thus, when the total external force acting on a system of particles is 0, the total linear momentum of the system is constant. This is the law of conservation of total linear momentum of system of particles. Means in order to study the motion of a rigid body, we have to study the motion of its center of mass. With the help of center of mass, we can treat a rigid body as a point object, and it is supposed that all mass of the system will be concentrated at the center of mass, and the forces is acting on the center of mass. If we study the velocity of center of mass, we can visualize or recognize the velocity of a rigid object. That's all for today. In next class, we will discuss two types of motion, translational as well as rotational, for the rigid body. Thanking you.